Most people believe loneliness is a defect, a flaw to be fixed, a social failure that needs explaining. But psychology suggests something far more uncomfortable. Some people don't have fewer friends because they can't connect. They have fewer friends because they see too clearly. And if you've ever spent long stretches of your life walking alone, not abandoned but deliberately distant, this video might explain why. Here are 5 rare psychological traits often found in people with few or even 0 friends. 1. You instinctively sense what isn't real. Some people hear words, you hear intentions. You notice micro shifts in tone, inconsistencies between what someone says and what they actually mean. The subtle performance happening behind the smile. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's why forced friendliness exhausts you. Small talk feels like static. Social games feel dishonest. It's not that you hate people. You just refuse to participate in environments built on pretending. For you, sitting alone in silence feels cleaner than sitting at a table full of masks. That's not isolation. That's discernment. 2. You don't bond through noise, you bond through meaning. Many friendships are formed out of proximity, habit, or convenience. Same job, same school, same routine. You don't work that way. You connect through ideas, through shared values, through conversations that stretch beyond the surface. You want to talk about how people think, why they behave the way they do, what gives life meaning, and what quietly drains it. Casual chatter doesn't relax you, it fragments you. So when depth isn't available, you don't force connection. You wait. To most people, that looks like withdrawal. In reality, it's integrity. 3. Your nervous system processes more than most. Not all minds consume the world at the same speed. Some brains skim reality, yours absorbs it. You pick up emotional undercurrents, atmospheres, unspoken tension. Every interaction leaves a residue. While others feel energized by constant social contact, you pay an energetic cost for each exchange. After being around people, you don't need more stimulation. You need stillness. Silence isn't emptiness for you, it's recovery. And that sensitivity, when misunderstood, often gets mislabeled as introversion or antisocial behavior. But it's neither, it's depth. 4. You are internally anchored, not externally validated. Many people rely on social feedback to feel real. Approval confirms their existence. You don't need that mirror. Your sense of self comes from within. You think independently. You form your own conclusions. You don't outsource your identity to a group. Psychology calls this low social dependency. It's rare, and it's unsettling to those who need constant affirmation. You're comfortable without an audience, comfortable standing alone in your perspective, comfortable disagreeing quietly. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you grounded. 5. Trust for you is earned slowly and deliberately. People with small circles often share a hidden history, betrayals, misplaced loyalty, moments where openness was punished instead of respected. So, you adapted. You observe before you engage. You test consistency over time. You watch how someone treats others when there's nothing to gain. Psychology refers to this as a high trust threshold. You don't close the door forever. You simply don't open it carelessly, because emotional energy is finite and you refuse to waste it on people who haven't earned access. What this reveals about you goes far beyond social numbers. A small circle doesn't point to incapacity, it points to selectivity. It suggests a mind that evaluates before it allows. A personality that doesn't confuse proximity with connection. You tend to operate from awareness rather than impulse. You read situations slowly, notice patterns, and sense undercurrents long before they become obvious. While others adapt themselves to fit groups, you instinctively preserve your inner alignment. This often places you out of sync with the crowd, not because you reject people, but because you refuse to dilute yourself for belonging. Your path favors clarity over comfort, inner coherence over external approval, and that choice naturally limits who can walk beside you. Periods of aloneness in your life are not empty chapters, they are recalibration phases, moments where identity sharpens, values stabilize, and direction becomes unmistakable. To someone watching from the outside, it may look like distance, but internally it's movement, not backward, not downward, forward, into a version of yourself that doesn't need constant company to feel complete. And sometimes, the quiet stretch between connections isn't where you lose yourself. It's where you become unmistakably real. What this actually says about you: having few or no friends doesn't automatically signal weakness. In many cases, it reflects emotional intelligence, strong intuition, psychological maturity, high standards, and a deep relationship with yourself. You notice what others overlook. You feel what others suppress, and yes, that often means walking alone for a while. But solitude isn't always a loss. Sometimes it's a transition. If you want more videos that explore personality, psychology, and the parts of you most people never understand, subscribe. Because the next video might explain something about you that no one ever has.